Hello learners, welcome to our YouTube channel LearnWebCloud. So before we move further, I have a request to you. Please provide your comments whether you like or dislike in this session. It will give chance to improve ourselves. So let's get started. So what is today's topic? Today's topic is why and what in cloud. So why we need cloud and what we will get in cloud. So first one, why cloud? So this is a chat box web application architecture. I already described each and every resources here in my previous video. You can find link in the right upper corner, or use same link you can find in descriptions below in video. So just suppose I need to make this chat box application and need to provide all of you users. So what are the steps I need to do further? So first step is I need to buy these hardwares and softwares, database servers, and all other networking machines, and then I need to connect all these resources and need to make secure, and all these machines and server will be in the running condition. Further, I need to provide a human resource who can watch if any of the machine is out of running condition, and he has to manage those machines or server. Apart from this, there are many other resources as well, like database admin or networking engineer. So lots of human resources required to watch and monitor this service. Then I have to also provide these services, these whole resources in a building where I can put and secure all these resources, and I have to expose my application through the internet so that you can, as a user, you can access my application. So till here the things are working fine, but suppose what happened to the next if there are millions of users accessing my application at the same time? Might be at this moment I have just used few web server, few app server, and only two database server. So if millions of users are accessing my application, then definitely there will be some problem. Might be my web server are down, my app server is down, or database engine, uh, that database query is not performing well. So at this moment I had to think much more on my resources, that whether it is managed properly or not, or the resource, human resource which is watching my all these resources, he need to much more think about that why this server is down right now. So right now my the whole problem is much more on managing my resource, instead of I need to concentrate on my application, which is like how the it is benefit for you or not. So right now I am thinking about that I need the cloud services. So what is cloud now? So what I will get in the cloud? So basically cloud is a collection of data centers, and these data centers can be in different region, like one is in Asia Pacific region, one is like North USA region. So there will be data centers will be in a different region. It can be span in a different city of a particular country or particular region as well. So these data centers are different buildings where all the web resources like web server machine, database server are residing, and all these machines are running 24 by 7, and these will be managed by the cloud providers, so that these machines will have uninterrupted power supply, and it will be available all the time, so that the application developer or applications provider can concentrate on this application instead of managing these resources. So now next is, what is cloud computing? So basically cloud computing is like to store your data to the remote server, and that is remote server we are calling like our web server or app server in the data centers. So whether we can store our data into the remote server via the internet, and the same thing we can access data from the remote server to the our application via the internet. So basically cloud computing is like storing data, processing data, and accessing data from the remote servers. So now the next is like, what are the cloud benefits which we are getting? So there are many benefits which I am getting while opting the cloud service. First thing is speed. Like I can provision or I can run my web server within few minutes. It's like 10 minutes I can ready my web server, so that speed is very important. Second thing is cost. As now I am opting or taking these web server on rent, so I don't need to buy these hardware and software, so definitely my cost will be very less. Now the scalability part, like if suppose there is a festival season is coming on, and I know that there is a lots of users are accessing my application, so that in that case I can scale up a hundreds of clusters, and I can make my application more scalable, so that millions of user can access at that particular moment of time. And definitely that accessibility is much more faster, that I can access my data anywhere from the world, and all these data are stored in a centralized placed and secure location, so that security is also very good when at that these data centers in the clouds. So you see there is a lots of benefits which I am getting. Now there are some cloud services models which the cloud provider provides. So there are service models like software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. The example of software as a service is like Gmail, where you don't need to manage anything except your data, and all these backend server managing everything is managed by the Google provider. The second thing is platform as a service, where the providers, or you can say the cloud provider, are giving you a option where you can provide your application. Like suppose you have a application like a Spring Boot application, where you provide your dependency libraries, and you make a full application, and then you just choose any of these options like Google App Engine or AWS Beanstalk, where you just say that I need this Java runtime environment, or I need this Node.js environment or Python environment, and you just provide your application inside there, and other things, the runtime environment and other dependencies, they will manage in this in their cloud server. The third one is like infrastructure as a service, where the cloud provider gives you that all the flexibility. Like now you can manage your full machine. You can choose which operating system that machine should have, and then all other dependent softwares, like you can decide whether it is Docker is required or not, some SQL database is required or not. So you have full flexibility whether you will decide that what softwares I need to install in this machine. So that full control is given to you in that case. So here, this is the continuity of this cloud service model from the previous slides. Here you can see that if software as a service, you opt any from the cloud servers, you need to manage only the data. And the same thing is in platform as a service, where you have to manage your data and your applications. Where in infrastructure as a service, you can have an option where you can choose which operating system is required, what will be the runtime, your application and your data as well. So all this part will be managed by you, and others layers like networking, storage, server virtualization, these things are managed by the cloud providers. So what are the deployment models that has been provided by the cloud provider? There are three models like public, private and hybrid. In public model, it is like most beneficial for that startup companies, or it's like on demand. What you use, you have to pay only. You don't need to buy much more bigger hardware and software. You just use on demand, and you can scale based on that your requirement. There is another model, private, where a company can store its much more resources or data as a private, so that no, it will give the firewall protection. Your data will be highly available, much more secure in a cloud provider environments like in cloud data centers. And the third one is a hybrid, like mix of private and public, where that company can make some data. Now, what are cloud providers? So here I have listed four major cloud providers. These are the Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud Service, Microsoft Azure, and IBM. Although there are many others providers are also available in the market, if you explore, you will find lots of their pros and cons by using these cloud providers. So please subscribe our YouTube channel, Learn Web Cloud. Be happy and keep learning at Learn Web Cloud. Thank you.